Okay, so back to what we were doing. We have the shield added here for +1 because it's 1 armor for each level of skill that you have for shield. We have 1, so 1 armor, as well as our full plate. That'll take care of our armor. So as far as a two-handed weapon goes, which is the next thing we're going to start looking at, there are a few that you want to look at. You've got the Great Axe. The good thing about the Great Axe is it has crit additional die of damage. That means if you charge and are mighty and have a Great Axe and crit, you're going to do 5 dice of damage, which is very butchery. It's very good. You also have, let's look through here, I know them. Caspian Battleblade is interesting because it can be swung one-handed or two-handed, and there's not a lot of difference between the two. The only thing is you're basically giving up a crit for that ability. So that's sort of good for anybody, and the damage on these is the same. You're looking at a power of 6. So that's good for somebody who would go back and forth between a shield and no shield. So that might be good for us. Then you've got two-handed flail. Your bonus on that is that it can ignore bucklers and shields, and also on a crit can knock people back. You have a halberd, slightly less powerful but has reach. And also when you charge you get the +2 to attack rolls. You've also got a maul, basically has crit slam. Same POW. You have the Niz Claymore. You can spend a feat point to boost the attack roll, which is nifty because most people other than warcasters can't use anything to boost. The Ogryn Warcleaver, reach +2 to attack. Very powerful. Yeah, a few different things in here. So looking at the list, you got a great sword, reach, no crit. Looking at the list, I'm thinking that the Caspian Battleblade might be the way to go. Reduce necessary switching. Although we certainly have the money for more than that. Let's go a little more Rulic with this one. Let's go Ogryn Warcleaver. Character must have a strength of at least 6 to use this weapon. Let's see if we meet that. We do. Strength of 6. We just barely make the cutoff. So, character must have a strength. This weapon must be used two-handed. A character with huge stature characteristic gets +2 on charge attack rolls with this weapon. Now, let's see here. Quick run back. Halberd can also be used one-handed or two-handed. 5 two-handed, slightly less damage, also reach. Character fighting two-handed with a halberd gets +2 on the attack roll. Slightly less damage output, but we don't have to have huge stature to get the +2 on attack rolls. Then again, we should really be focused on damage. So I'm a bit torn. Great Axe would be good for that extra die of damage. I'm thinking Great Axe. Let's go pure damage. It'd be nice to get that 5 dice hit off every now and then, and with Vendetta you'll be rolling 3 dice basically. Or not 3 dice, but... Oh yeah, 3 dice, boosted attack rolls. You'll get 3 dice basically all the time with Vendetta if you're attacking your mark, so that's good. So let's flip the character... actually, stay on this side, but mark it down. We're spending... Where did I put that guy? 25 for the Great Axe. But let's jot this down in here in the melee section. Great Axe. We will be... we'll do Matt in a second. PNS, so it's got a POW of 6. We are a strength of 6. That's a 12. That's very solid. I mean, Forge Guard are only PNS 11 weapon masters. So there you go. We're already on top of Forge Guard. And it's got crit additional damage die. Crit +1 damage die. Very nice. Real quick, just because I forgot to do it earlier, let's fill in our parent stat values and our totals. So each skill has listed next to it what parent stat it's based off of. So your melee attacks are going to be based off of prowess, and your ranged military skills are going to be based off of poise. And then these down here are going to be based off intellect, perception, agility, social. Social's a little complicated, but we'll get into that later. So prowess, we have a prowess of 5. So anything that uses prowess, let's go ahead and fill in with a 5. It's going to be all of our melee stuff. Anything that uses poise, we'll fill in with a 3. That's our range stuff. We don't care about that. Intellect, we have a 4. Perception, we have a 3. Agility, we have a 3. Social, I usually just put an X on both ends of it. And then you go ahead and fill in your total. So we have a 7, very good for our mat with a hand weapon. 7 for our mat with a two-handed weapon. 3 for either type of ranged weapon. We don't care. Mat of 6 with our shields. Skill of 5 for medicine. Skill of 4 for navigation. A skill of 4 for detection. Skill of 3 for agility, which is going to go through the basement once we add our armor modifier because we're wearing heavy armor, but we're never going to use that. And then a command skill of 2 based off of whatever social ability, social stat you wind up using it with, which I said is a little more complicated, but let's forget about that for now. So now that we have our two-handed axe, let's find ourselves a one-handed weapon. You know what? Let's just go axes all the way. How about a standard one-handed axe? How about that? Why not? Be the man of many axes. So we've got a cost of 8 on top of the 25 that we spent on our axe, so we're looking at 33. Yep. 33 off of the 80 that we had, so 67. No, 57. 47. Math skills. Gotta love them. So 47 remaining, and that gets us an axe. We'll put that into our other melee slot. Axe. No crit on this one. We now know our mat is going to be 7 for both of these. POW on the axe is 3, so that gives us a PNS of 9 with the axe. And let's go into the item section and see if we can spend anything or spend any money on with this remaining, what was it, 47. Definitely want to stay away from ranged items. Let's see here. Switching my seating position a little bit here. So, we've got mechanics boots, a great coat, +1 armor versus cold. Could be helpful. Could be helpful. Jack wrench, alchemical labs, lots of stuff in here. Let me just take a quick peek around. Manacles for taking prisoners could be helpful. Good old-fashioned steampunk goggles. Let's see, 5 and 10 is 15. On top of 25 puts us at 40. Leaving us 7 gold. Let's go with that. So we're going to take a great coat, a pair of goggles, and a pair of manacles. Let's go crazy. So on the back here, in our item section, great coat, +1 arm, versus cold, goggles, and what did I just say? Manacles. Good. Leaving us with 7 gold. Very good. And that's pretty much it for character creation. At that point, your GM may have your players basically form a group. There are several groups listed in the book. They all have, well, most of them have prerequisites for what can and can't be in the group as far as careers and races and even religions and whatnot. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. So we've got our mighty dwarf, who is a military officer and a man-at-arms of the Stone Father's faith. 5 feet tall, 185 pounds, male. I'll get his name offline later. No ranged weapons. Got a great axe, which is a Mat 7, PNS 12, with the crit of +1 damage die. Granted, he is already weapon master all the time, so that would be 5 dice on a charge, 4 dice on a regular swing if you crit. Have an axe that's doing a 9. You have all your skills here, basically Mat 7 with most melee weapons, 6 with a shield, 3 for rat on ranged weapons, and a handful of other skills that you're okay with. Load bearing, making our armor easier to work with. Weapon master, making us deal more damage. Vendetta, allowing us to be more accurate, giving us additional attack die versus our Vendetta target. Defensive line, giving us more armor when we're in base-to-base with an ally. Shield Guard, allowing us to defend allies if they're hit by ranged attacks. Call to Action, allowing our friendlies to stand up or go prone. Natural Leader, +2 to the command range. Team Leader, which I still have to look up. Last thing we'll do down here, other than Team Leader, is to basically add up our defensive stats. So defense, you've got your speed stat, we've got a 4. Plus your agility, we've got a 3, we're at 7. Plus our perception, we've got a 3, we're at 10. Then racial modifiers, we have none. Then armor modifiers or equipment modifiers, we are at a -2. So that's going to bring our 10 down to an 8. We've got a defensive 8. Armor, we've got physique stat, which is a 7. Plus shield modifier, which is a 1, plus armor modifier, which is an 8, plus other modifiers, 0. So we've got 7 plus 1, 8 plus 8, 16. Now, if you do the math on that, it's the same as Forge Guard. If you have defensive line, it's +1 with an ally. If you have defensive line with another defensive lineman, you get +2, which is exactly what Forge Guard have, so that's cool. Initiative, we've got speed, we're looking at 4, prowess, we're looking at 5, that puts us at 9, perception, 3, that puts us at 12, no other modifiers, so we've got an initiative of 12. That's how quickly we'll activate in combat. Command range, we've got our intellect stat, which is a 4, plus our command skill, which is currently a 2, plus any ability modifiers, which we do not have any ability modifiers. Or we may, depending on what team leader is. Got to look that up. So we've got our intellect of 4, plus our command skill of 2. Put a question mark here for the minute, because I need to look that up. So that currently puts us at a command range of command skill of 6. I should say command range of 6. Willpower. Physique plus intellect, so 7 plus 4. 11. Nicely done there. So really quick, let's see if I can look up team lead or team leader. It'll be in the abilities section, which is just after the careers section in the book. Team leader. It's going to be on one of the last pages. Over here, team leader, we've got when you gain a feat point, instead of keeping it for yourself, you can pass it out to another character currently in your command range. Very nice. So, now that we know the question mark is not actually going to be changed, make that a 0, and we have a command range of 6. So that's your character there. Pretty solid. And this guy will be showing up to TempleCon. Pretty straightforward. And that's that. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, just ask and I will try to answer them. But that's basically character creation for your standard melee type beat stick character in Iron Kingdoms. Hope you all enjoy.